Were you good at math?
Did what?
Did you like math? Arithmetic? Not really?
Were you a decent student? Would you call yourself a decent, like what kind of grades and stuff would you get?
Straight A?
Probably, I don't know if I got average or not. Probably average. I wasn't very smart.
Oh, you're such a hoser.
You're such a... When did you discover that you had... Actually, Karen wanted me to ask this question tonight. She said, when did you discover that you had like artistic skills? When did you have an interest in like I mean, obviously you've got skills in carving and I think you can kind of draw and
Well,
did you have an interest in that in high school at all or in grade school? Or when did you kind of discover that your brain was kind of good at that?
I didn't do very well. I like to draw pictures in church.
Who didn't when they were little?
But I never did pursue that as such.
Right.
The mechanical part of anything I liked.
Oh.
And, yeah. This carving thing came up. Well, Dad used to. He always had a pocket knife, and he always kind of whittle away at stuff. He'd make whistles out of a tree limb or something like that. You know, and I learned that from that. Just that much, but I haven't been very artistic except when I started this carving thing here now, which I'm not really that good at it.
But I think you are pretty good at it, Jerry, but you enjoy it, right?
I need help. I'm pretty good. I'm okay if I have a picture to follow, but if I see something and I want to go home and carve it, I can't do very good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can he talk and eat too?
And I'm still relying on Dave a lot. Not so much for the detail, but just for getting being able to carve, to take something and carve it. I don't know.
Well, you've gone a long ways on that rooster on your own. I think you just lack the confidence of saying, okay, I've got this. You like his approval.
Talk about your parents' relationship. Did they kid with each other much? I don't know how to ask that question, but what was your parents' relationship like?
They were, I don't know, I think they were kind of average. Yeah, they would kid each other some. kid each other some. They They were pretty good examples. They didn't, I don't remember them fighting.
Oh, really?
You know, I don't really remember them fighting very much at all.
How old were you when your dad passed away?
Yeah,
How old were you when your dad passed away?
oh man, Dad was 63, I guess. And I would have been,
You and Carolyn were married, weren't you, when he died?
huh?
You and Carolyn were married when he died?
Yes. Yeah, we had. Well, Jeff and Karen, I guess, were alive when they died.
When Ernest died?
Well, Grandma,
Grandma, definitely.
she was,
But when your dad died,
yeah, when he died.
was that before you and Carolyn were married or after?
After.
After, your dad.
Karen was born in
1964.
So Karen was born in 1962, so Jeff would have been born in 1961,
So Karen was only a couple
a
years
couple of
old.
years old.
And so, what did he pass away from?
Well, they called it Hodgkin's disease,
Which is a type of
possibly,
cancer.
but then it was said that it was this cancer.
Yeah. How quickly, what made him realize something was going on, and how quickly did that?
He was fighting it for about 2 or 3 years. I don't really know because he didn't tell anybody for the first year or so, I guess.
Oh, really?
What was going on. But he, yeah, about, I knew probably that I would become a farmer when sooner than I thought when he got his first years.
So Jerry would have been how old?
You're talking probably 30 or so when your dad passed away.
Me,
Yeah.
probably. I went to Bible school. You know, well,
Bible school in the Army.
2 years there basically, and I lost what I'm trying to say.
Back to, I kind of want to talk about the farming aspect of it, and I want to hear about the Army and Bible school and stuff. It isn't past 9 now, but talk about your dad approaching cancer and dying. What was he like in that process? Was he just work until he couldn't, or
Yeah, he
was
did.
is that right?
I still remember him out struggling moving pipe.
Oh, really?
And he didn't, I knew he didn't feel good at all. But he'd rather do that than sit around, I guess, I don't know.
Was he, I don't know if this is even a fair question, Was he kind of at peace with the whole situation, or what? Do you remember ever talking to him about that, or?
You know, he never talked much about it. I don't know. Maybe they didn't talk that much about it in those days.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. A lot, it was different, even when you were asking about relationships.
Yeah.
Between the parents.
Things just were not as open.
Right. I kind of wondered, but I thought it was worth. What do you remember about your mom when your dad passed away? Do you?
She just took it. Like,
Yeah.
Like, you know, he would be going to heaven and wouldn't be here, but it wasn't terribly dramatic. They just kind of realized the way things were, I think.
Mhm.
So Jerry, so when your dad died, had you already been to Grace Bible College? Or not Grace, what was it called?
Yeah, Grace Bible Institute.
Had you already been there for 2 years? Had you already been in the military?
Then I dropped it in the middle of the year, at the end of a semester, and signed up for the draft, because I knew the draft was coming anyway. And one reason was that's not why I was in there, but it's kind of what it could look like, because I was,
Dodging a little bit.
dodging the draft by going to Bible school.
Well,
I didn't like that at all.
huh.
And so you went to Bible school at what age? When did you go to Grace?
1953, and
Right out of high school.
19, 20 years old, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so you went there for 1 year, and then on your second year is when you left to get going to the military, is that right? During the semester?
then I quit school in the middle of or at the end of the semester.
Okay. And then you were in the military for how long? 2 years or 4 years?
2.
2 years.
And so what years? You're talking 54
50.
and 55?
I got out in 55.
Uh-huh.
May 55.
And then when you got out, you came back home. Your dad was still alive, right?
His dad died in 65, you said, right? 64, 65.
Oh, really? So your dad,
No, wasn't that close.
Well, you got out of the military in 55, and your dad died in like 65, somewhere around there. Is that right or not?
55. Yeah, that's right.
so you were helping him farm for like 10 years before he died? Did you farm with him for 10 years or so after the military, before he died?
I guess so. I didn't think it was that long.
Well, how
Maybe
long,
it was 8
how
years.
long after you got out of the
The
service
service.
did you get married? Do you remember?
Married in 58.
So it's been 3 years. And Jeff was born in,
56.
61.
No, 61. Sorry.
He went 1 year before you instead of 1
Yeah.
year before
yeah,
Mom.
60.
61.
61.
Where did you?
Wait a minute. So Jeff, so Jeff and Karen they could have known your dad a little bit. They were pretty small.
They probably wouldn't remember.
They probably wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
But you were farming with your dad at that time, right? That's how you were making your income, or was it your income, or were you helping your mom and dad? He was paying you to help, probably, right? Or did you have your own farm part?
I don't know how we did it.
Okay.
At the end of the year, he gave me $5,000 or something.
Uh-huh.
But
Where did you live when you came back after military before you got married?
here, I mean, there.
In Doug's house.
Huh?
In Doug's house.
No,
My house. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
And so then when did you move to the farmhouse?
Well, that was before
Before what?
that house over there.
No, but you raised your family over there. So
Then-
after you and Carolyn got married,
After we got married, then we kicked the renters out, and we told them that we were getting married and we needed the house.
right?
Hold on, kick the renters out.
Which house?
His home, Doug's house,
There was
We
renters
had
in
it
there?
rented out to somebody else.
because his mom was living up here in our house. His mom
Oh,
and
so there was
dad.
renters in there. I never knew there
I
was
didn't
renters
either,
there
but-
for a while.
There had to be, because the house was there and it was older than the one they were living in up there. And, interesting.
What about the house across the street? Somebody lived there
What
for
do
a
you
while.
remember about
Ross's house?
Yeah.
conversations?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you remember about conversations with your mom about the farm when your dad died?
That-
They knew. She used to talk about his dad a lot. Long time.
so
Hold on, what are you talking
when
about?
Ross
Let's let
died, that became a rental? Is that what happened?
When Ross's died,